I felt like I, as a dad, was failing because my kids wouldn't sit still and pray. And again, this comes back to what I said earlier, that I think a lot of our anger comes from a place of fear. All right, what are some practical ways to start family prayer? My wife and I have 3 children, with the oldest being just barely 3 years old, so most everything seemed doomed to failure.
Nice.
I am about to give you the best advice you have ever heard on family prayer. Don't discern what I'm about to tell you. Take it as a direct commandment, and your family prayer will be excellent. So here it is.
All right, we're ready.
Just don't worry.
Love them.
Just do it, and it's okay if it's chaotic as you do it. I think when we first got married, I had this terrible fear that the Hans and like Jason Everett's family all knelt on broken glass while one levitated and they prayed the rosary in Hebrew or something. And I would look at my family, I'm like, why do I want to take my rosary beads and wrap them around my child's throat? That's not good. It's not healthy. I shouldn't want to do it.
He never did it, just to clarify. Never actually did it.
But I think like we are now reintroducing the rosary into our family, and we haven't prayed it for a while as a family. And so my tactic is you can do whatever you want so long as it's not distracting. You can play with Lego. You can color in. Hey, if you want to go to bed and not pray the rosary with us, you can do that. But we're going to pray the rosary. Can I finish?
You may, yeah. But I want to add something to that.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I know my kids want to be up with us. They want to be up with us other than going to bed. So they can. I'm just going to let them have that option. They can go to bed if they want. But they can color. They can. And then we just pray together. And it's loud. And sometimes I'm like, stop doing that. And I say it with that irritated tone, which I should not have with my kids. But I do it. And we just do it. So I would say just do it. You know, you're a husband of little kids. You are not a monk in a monastery. The closest you will ever get to a monastery is reading philosophy on the toilet. You even have the incense. So the thing is, outside of that, don't expect to live in a monastery. No. It's going to be loud. It's going to be chaotic.
Okay.
Your kids might be of a different temperament to our kids, which is mainly
true.
Choleric and sanguine and loud.
Yeah, very loud.
But
we tried to make it 5 seconds the other night at dinner to not talk, and we got to 3. And we tried it like 20 different times. And it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But your kids are 3 and under. Pray the rosary at bedtime. Like if you want to do the rosary with them, either do it in the car and they'll probably fall asleep, or do it at bedtime. Put them in their rooms. We used to do that when Liam and Avila were really little. We put them to bed and we stand in the hallway and both pray with them.
Yeah.
Or I'd be laying in one bed with one, you'd be laying in a bed with another. And then also one thing that we've done that our 6-year-old's the main one that does now, every time there's a siren, pray for the person, whoever it is.
Yeah.
And the emergency workers, whoever's in need of the Lord at that moment. And like waving at Jesus. Like when Liam was little, we used to always like, whenever we drive by a church, we say hi to Jesus and he'd like blow kisses and say hi to Jesus. Or we go into adoration. And like with little kids, don't try to do an hour. You can't do that unless they're really quiet, which is probably not the case. But we would go and say hi to Jesus, kneel down, say a prayer, maybe kiss a crucifix. He'd wave, hi, Mama Mary, and we'd leave. And things like that I think are really good. And even like if you have an icon or an image, kissing it, saying a quick little prayer.
So to answer your question, practical ways to start family prayer, I would come up with some kind of formula for your children. And that might be, we're going to go around and each thank God for something. And then we're going to pray a Hail Mary. And that's it. And that's your night prayer. And that's fantastic. And I would say, like, whatever it is you choose, try to be consistent with that. And it might be just praying one decade of the rosary. Do that and then go to bed. It might be reading a chapter from scripture. Like, but whatever it is, like, I wish I could have heard this advice when I was a younger dad, but I got stressed out because I felt like I, as a dad, was failing because my kids wouldn't sit still and pray. And again, this comes back to what I said earlier, that I think a lot of our anger comes from a place of fear. Like, I'm out of control and this is my fault and I don't know how to fix it. Like, what is wrong with me that I can't make this happen? These were a lot of the lies that I believed, and this led to anger. And when I say anger, I mean like, stop it! Not like throwing things at the children while they were praying. Just happened once. No, never happened. But yeah, so I would say that would be good advice for you.